Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Lost in Translation. Why are you still dressed like that?
Well, it's Easter. It's been so.
Exactly, the word bin.
Yeah, I thought we didn't have the episode of Easter, so I do it.
It's been and gone though.
I know, but you don't like it.
Well, it's a bit. I think it's a bit creepy. Oh, it's a bit creepy for me. And plus, you're going to complain about you're too hot.
Yes, it is hot.
That's
but
what I mean. I do like it though. Mia and Tio would love that.
I thought you like a rabbit.
Please get
It's
changed.
going down the rabbit hole.
I can't have you dressed like that. For
I have more jokes.
No, please go and
It
get
doesn't
changed.
say no that.
Yeah, but can you get changed though?
Is it shagging like rabbits or
Shagging a rabbit.
no shagging like rabbits?
At it like rabbits.
You don't do that in Spain. You don't do that in the UK.
We personally don't do that, no, thank God.
Yeah.
But I have got that saying, yeah.
Yeah.
They're at it like rabbits.
Yeah.
Okay, go and get changed,
Have
Mr.
you Easter?
Rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you. Kids would love it, though. I don't even know where he got that from. That's what's weird. Well, without further ado...
Vamos!
Coming up...
Próximamente. Do you imagine if he was a fan of you, on the 90s?
Don't touch your face, your pores are open, don't want
Yeah.
anything on it. And Benji went,
You won't eat 14 avocados.
I've had a salmon in there for 4 years. It doesn't smell, it's just wet. So why are me and her going to fight? He's the bellend. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
You don't ask an eagle to go and swim between the sharks, and you don't ask a shark to go in the sky and fly.
Look at me. Please. This is my pose for today. Stay there. Do it more obvious, yeah?
Do what more of you?
Go this way, please.
Can we start the air?
Jess, go this way. Do it for social media, Gemma.
What?
Look at me. There you go.
So no glasses?
Baby, I like you anyway. Whatever you wear.
Well, here we are. Have you finished touching your mic? Another episode of Lost in Translation.
And
Hey.
we haven't started, but we are already lost.
We're already massively lost. I'm sweating like a trooper in this shirt.
I thought you were going to say I'm sweating my tits out.
No, it's
That's
off, not
off.
out. You don't sweat them out, you sweat them off.
Okay. What did I say yesterday? I said something yesterday. You were
He
were
said-
proud and impressed.
He dropped something and he said, shine a light. Shine a light. That's the most northern thing you can say. That's a Nana Joyce phrase, that.
Well, I'm northern.
Yeah. How's your week been?
It's been alright, you know. Haven't seen you for most of it, so it's been chill.
It has, hasn't it? I'm
Me and the kids, loving life.
I'm struggling with my face a bit today. If anyone's watching, you might be aware my skin is quite red. I had a facial yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
It's like it was a Morpheus. So it's like needles and light.
That kind of facial, yeah.
Oh, you wish. So I can't touch my face or put anything on it. So
I
if you're looking,
noticed.
thinking, why is Gemma so red? I am hot. I'll give you that.
Don't think I give
But
you
it's
a
also
reaction.
my facial. I'm trying everything I can to avoid Botox.
Oh, I thought to avoid me.
Well, that as well.
Great.
Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for all your support. You know, we're on, this is our 20-something episode. Like, that's how far along we are.
I know, 25.
25 episodes in.
Almost, yeah.
Wow. But thank you for sticking with us. This is a place where we have a little catch-up, because we genuinely are like passing ships.
Well, someone is banging. The neighbours are banging. Can you stop banging?
We solve dilemmas.
Yes.
One of your dilemmas,
Yeah.
which we've got a lot of them. So thank you for getting in touch. We play games. If you do want to get in touch, it's lostintranslation@bowermedia.co.uk, or you can WhatsApp us on 077 610 39898, or you can follow us on social media at lost.in.podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. High five there.
That's a low five, wasn't it? Look
Yeah.
at my hand.
Oh, I like your ring. Beautiful. Very shiny.
It needs cleaning, that.
Yeah.
I have to clean my engagement ring with a toothbrush.
Whoever got you that did well.
Yeah, they did.
Nice.
Not married though yet.
Do you know
are we?
what? I was going to say, it's missing like another band next to it.
Well, do you know what? You say that.
I saw-
I sent you a wedding venue the other month on Instagram. I sent it you. You didn't respond. You didn't say anything. And then I came in the kitchen and I said to you, this place will be nice because you can hire it out privately.
Yes.
I said it'd be nice and private. You can hire the whole thing out.
Well, I think...
You didn't say anything
No,
to
I
me.
think I found a place that I would love to get married.
England or Spain?
Guess where?
Mallorca?
No.
Ibiza? You've said
As
there's-
if.
You've said there's nice places in Ibiza, not just the party town.
No,
I ain't going to
no.
get married in San Antonio, am I?
No, Menorca.
Menorca.
I don't know how it came up, looking at places in Menorca. And you know, when you look, most of my fear is reels.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Or people training.
Mine's dogs.
I thought you were saying men.
Dogs and the guy from Hey Mother. I still get him a lot.
You still obsessed with him?
I'm not obsessed with him. He comes up on my reels. Ryan sends me a lot of videos of him. Our stylist, Ryan, keeps sending me videos of men.
Yeah, like the other day, he sent me a video of this Spanish guy talking on a podcast, and he was like, Dol, who is him?
Yeah.
I'm like, if I know every Spanish person in the world. Right, and no, I don't.
So you've seen somewhere, because I saw somewhere as
And
well.
it's beautiful, and it will be an outdoor wedding. It's not like a venue. It's like in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
but it's set for weddings. So they have these like spotlights reflecting above the cliffs, and the cliffs there in the part of the island is like very white,
Okay.
like sun color, because of the salt. It's honestly, it's beautiful. I send you the decorations. You will love it.
Decorations.
Like how they set up for the wedding and everything. It was beautiful.
Well, my place was in the Yorkshire
Yeah,
Dales.
you see. Sorry.
Anyway, without further ado,
¡Vámonos! ¡To Menorca!
so we've just had Easter in our house. We went away, didn't we?
Yes.
We went to the lakes. Well, it was Cumbria.
Yeah.
We got a little cottage.
Yes.
And it had a little boat, a little
Yes.
jetty. We had board games. We had a log fire. It was Benji's first holiday. Mm-hmm. It was lovely, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was. It's all. Do you know?
It was very cozy, to be honest.
I know people go on about going abroad, and I love going abroad. I genuinely do. But if you go somewhere lovely in the UK with the scenery, even when the weather's naff and there's a little fire, you can cozy up. There are some gorgeous places.
I don't want a
on the
winter
doorstep.
wedding.
Oh, I don't want a winter wedding. I
Well,
can't think
it's
of
going to be
anything
winter
worse.
wedding anyway if it's in August.
Yeah, that's true. I couldn't think of anything worse.
You,
than
like,
winter
you know,
wedding.
knowing you, how much you stress, you're going to be stressing about that day, weather-wise, thinking, oh, we're getting married in July. Is it going to rain? Is it going to hailstorm? 4 seasons in one day.
And the good thing about a wedding abroad is that it's only the people who want to be there who will make the effort to come.
Which is none.
You know
Just
what I
us.
mean? There won't
Sorry,
be
guys.
there won't be loads of people there.
Yeah. You know, I just feel.
So
I'm excited. Like, I'm going to Arduino's wedding in Italy. You know what I mean? And it's the people that wants to go, it goes.
yeah.
So and it's going to be nice. So I think Menorca will be nice.
Well, we hope you had a lovely Easter anyway and ate
yeah.
loads of eggs. Mia was obsessed. Kinder Bueno egg, wasn't it?
How lovely was doing the hunt and eggs on there in the
I know.
forest.
The Easter egg hunt. We
Yeah.
did. I said to Gorka this year, do we do an egg or an Easter egg hunt? And you were like, you do both. Don't be tight. And I was like, but they get eggs. They got eggs off me mum, off my sister, off Uncle Clive, off Janet, my stepmum. So there's literally over 8 eggs in the house, and I'm the one who's going to eat them.
Well, you know, it's that season of eggs and chocolate and sugar rush.
Yeah.
Remember last year we did it on holidays? How cute it was.
Do they have Easter in Spain? Surely they must do.
Gemma, you did it in Tenerife last year.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, of course, yeah. But is it really religious in Spain?
Catholics.
That's
What do you think?
That's why I'm asking.
It's
I
where we
assume
have
yes.
the parades
Yeah.
and people whip themselves and everything.
Really?
I don't know. I'm sure some people
Because
will do that.
because it was in the UK. If you are religious, forgive me if I'm wrong, Father, but he was crucified on the Friday.
And resurrection on a Sunday.
And then he resurrected
Yes.
on the Sunday. The
Domingo de Ramos.
The boulder moved on the Sunday.
You have Domingo de Ramos, Jueves y Viernes Santo, Jueves, Viernes, so Thursday and Friday. Jueves y Viernes es cuando él fue con el crucifijo, taken to the hill.
Yeah.
On Thursday, Friday, he got stabbed on the
Crucified. not stabbed.
stabbed in the hands.
Yeah.
Crucified on Thursday evening, die on Friday morning. Friday morning when they bring Maria Magdalena brought it down
Yeah.
and took him to the thing, and he was buried
The
on
cave.
on the blanket. Do you know my grandma saw that blanket?
Did she?
Yeah.
Really?
My grandma's very religious.
I
My
like
mum's
that.
mum.
I do like that.
She prays every night the
Rosary
the rosary
beads, yeah.
beads. She does that every night. She went to the Vatican a few times. She went to see where he was there. In fact, I don't know if it's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 pops ago. It was
Pops?
the Pope.
Oh, Pope.
The Pope.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know why I do this.
I thought you said pop as in soda pop.
The Pope.
Pope.
The Pope, it was, I think, in Fatima, which is a sanctuary where the Virgin Mary appeared to the 3 shepherds.
Yeah.
kids. So she was there, and the Pope, he got like a try of murder. Someone shoot the Pope.
Right.
When he was there. My grandma was there in that moment.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah. My grandma in Portugal, she's very religious. She goes a lot to church every day.
I pray every night though, genuinely. And not out loud. I always say, my mum taught me to pray when I was little.
Yeah.
We always used to. And it was things like, if it means...
To your angels and things like that, yeah.
I just always say, thank you for another day. Thank you for my family's health and happiness. Yeah. That's all I ask for. Thank you. And I don't ask for it. I thank them for it. Thank you for my family's health and happiness, and thank you for another day. And if I see an ambulance, I have to say, touch my elbow, touch my knee, pray to God it doesn't happen to me, Ollie, Norman Gorka, Mia, Tiago, Benji, or our families.
Yeah, nice.
Little rhyme.
Always,
If I see a blue light ambulance.
Yeah. But my grandma prays every day, and even when she calls me, sometimes my mom goes to visit, and then I say hello to them. She always says to me, even before I go, she's like, "Oh, I pray every day for you and your family."
Oh, how nice is that? And to know that she's praying for us.
Always, she always does it.
That's really, really sweet.
My Maria grandma.
Is that her name, Maria?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we hope you had a good Easter. We digressed then. We went religious, didn't we?
Yeah.
Should we go into our debates? Before we do, we got some messages.
So, sorry, before we go into our debates, we decided we're going to get married in Menorca then.
Imagine the faff of taking a wedding dress out there, though. I'd have to just say to Ryan, just bring the dress.
Yeah.
I'll just get in it.
Do you just get a plain suitcase and put it there so then it doesn't get lost?
Yeah, you could bring all that.
Yeah. Also, Menorca is so nice.
We could do it like Pamela Anderson in Kid Rock. She got married in a bikini. He just had a pair of Bermuda shorts on.
Are you sure you want to see yourself in a bikini on a wedding?
Oh, I don't mind.
I would love it. I mean, I'm sure the priest will be happy with that too.
A priest? We wouldn't need a priest, would we?
No, because we were different religion. No,
Yeah,
different
it's just
religions,
someone
different
to certify
church.
it,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Is that all
Even
it is?
worse, because they will be more excited.
No.
Do you imagine if he was a fan of you on the 90s? He will be thinking, oh, I used to buy her magazines.
Let's read some messages out from our lovely listeners. So this first message is from Tanya, and she says, "Hi, Gemma and Gorka. I've been binging your podcast while my husband is on deployment in the Middle East. Oh, I hope he's all right.
I hope he's safe.
She says, there are people in way more danger than he is, but your podcast still brightens my day and helps me forget to worry. Oh, bless him. Gemma, your attitude to life is really calming and helps me put things into perspective. You are such a lovely couple, and I hope you keep doing what you do. It really does make a difference in people's lives, no matter how small it might seem." That is such a lovely message, Tanya, isn't it? Bless you. Thank you for that. As if I'm saying bless you like I'm the Pope. God bless you. Do you want to read Jess's message?
Yes, I want. Good morning from South Africa. I just wanted to say how much I love listening to your banter. It's brilliant, refreshing, and much needed in a world that is so heavy right now. It is indeed. I've been a long-time fan of Gox from watching Strictly. Thank you. Keep dancing. But been following Gemma for ages now too, as I love your down-to-earth approach, and Freddie, the squirrel, and Benji's diaries.
Oh,
squirrel and diary.
He came this morning, Freddie, didn't he? He still comes every single morning, Fred.
He's been coming every day you were in here.
Yeah, you've been feeding him.
Yes.
Gorka's been feeding Freddie. Well, you better have been.
I mean, why do you think he's still coming?
Mia said you did.
Yeah, of course I did.
But I did. Well, genuinely.
I didn't feed the birds, but I fed Freddie.
This is a true story. So last year when we went on holiday for 2 weeks, I asked my Uncle Clive to dinner. Uncle Clive had a key every second day for 2 weeks. He came round to feed Freddie and the birds. So when I asked Uncle Clive, he was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "Clive, please keep that little squirrel fed." So every 2 weeks, he'd send us a selfie outside the house, feeding Freddie.
You should have left the keys for Freddie. I'm sure at this stage she can open the door and walk in.
I have to give her a little cat flap.
Yeah.
The last message is from Lynn. Is Benji from Essex? As I think my friend has his sister if he is. They are the same breed and colouring and birthday is the same day.
Definitely not. He's ginger, but he's not having spray tans. And, do you know what I mean? And slick hairs.
He's not from Essex, Lynn, no. I won't get a southern dog, would we?
Yeah, can you imagine? Babes.
Babes. When he barks, he's more babe. No, he's not. He's from up north, Lynn. But I love that your friend...
He's actually from Yorkshire.
He's from the Yorkshire Dales.
You know, the God's land.
He's from God's country.
Oh, there you go.
But I love that your sister has one. They're such a lovely dog.
Yeah, especially at 6 in the morning, isn't it, Gemma? When it sneezes on your face.
He sneezed right on my face this morning, and all I thought was the facialist had said to me about this facial, because it's like needles, microneedling. She said to me, "Don't touch your face, your pores are open, don't want
Yeah.
anything on it." And Benji went,
I think it was
and
the
it was
first.
just wet, and all I thought was, "Oh my God, my pores are open," and he sneezed on me.
I think it's the first time that I saw you moaning at him like, Benji, get out.
I went, "Benji!" But then I thought, dog saliva is very antibacterial. Do you only say a dog licks its own wounds?
Let him lick you then.
I've not even been able to brush my eyebrows up today.
I was wondering
I've
why
no
they're-
mascara, nothing.
Do you know what?
I've not even got moisturiser
In the
on.
words of Gemma Atkinson, you look flawless.
Of course, babes. Thank
Babes.
you. Babes. But no, he
Babes.
sneezed on me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It could get infected. It could glow.
How nice, by the way, is to get these messages.
I know.
So nice.
It is lovely.
Even on
It's-
social media, so many, like, the comments of everybody. There's the old comment, you know, but obviously everybody's been so, like, nice and lovely to the podcast.
But I like the messages because it shows us as well. Well, not that I need reminding, but everyone's going through their own shit in
Yeah.
life. Tanya's fella is in the Middle East.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? You're going on tour in a matter of
That's
days.
nothing compared to
Yeah,
that.
you're going away. He's going away, Tanya, for 6 weeks on a tour, and I was like, oh, 6 weeks. Like you're in the
Yeah.
UK on a lovely bus in hotel. There's always people going through similar or if not worse.
I mean, the bus is not lovely, you know, but sometimes it smells of food and farts. So,
Especially with Neil.
Yeah. I mean, no than Neil farts, you know, but...
Neil Jones, yeah, he stinks the bus out. Why is this called Lost in Translation? For anyone who's just joined us, well, it's because I'm from up north in Manchester,
And I'm from Lancashire.
and he's from Bilbao in Spain, and for some ridiculous reason it works, doesn't it? How long we've been together now? Over 8 years.
I thought you were going to say over a year.
Over 8 years, 2
Yes.
kids. I think it works because of things like him going away for 6 weeks soon. It's little and often, isn't it? Small doses
Yeah.
for us. Seems to work really well.
Yeah, but we just get on with each other anyway.
We do. With that, should we do our own debates for the week?
Yeah, I don't have, to be honest.
I have.
I mean, I probably have something, but...
Okay. Would you want me to go first?
You go
then?
first, probably. Maybe your debate brings me back my debate.
I think it will. Gorka came back from
New York.
being away for a week
Yes.
not long ago. Obviously walked in, did the look around the house. He gave me grief. Was it yesterday or the day before? For buying, which I didn't know. I thought I was helping. I said,
Food shopping.
I'll do the big shop for us.
I didn't give you grief, but I'll let you finish.
And he said, okay. And I said to him, is it just the usual we need? To which he said, si, meaning yes.
In fact,
I got the usual shop because he said it was the usual we needed. I brought the usual stuff home. And then last night, putting the food shop away, he got the ump and went mad at me because I'd bought things that we already had. Bearing in mind, when I asked him what we needed, I wasn't in the house to check.
you were.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I was at work.
Okay, fine. No.
Is it the usual stuff? Yes. I texted you because I wasn't with you.
Well, I guess so.
And so this morning, no, it was last night, Gorka counted, was it 16 or 18?
14 avocados.
14 avocados.
Which we are ready. Well, let's go back
I
to...
didn't buy 14.
Let's do this, yeah? Let's go back, because if we go back to episode 9-10, one of my moaning situations was the shopping thing. I think we were talking about the fridge, organizing the fridge, but also was the shopping, saying that you go shopping and keep buying stuff that we are still having without checking. That was my...
I wasn't in the
mo-
house to check though.
Yes,
with
but
this one.
I'm
You
gonna-
were.
I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
Because before you left the house, you said to me, I'm gonna go to do my facial, and then before I go to the radio, I'm gonna go to the big Tesco's
Right.
next to there and do the shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. She's like, what do you need? I don't know, just the usual. And then when you called me, you asked me again. But before you left, because you said I need to take the Tesco bags with me to do the shopping, you could have also looked in the fridge.
I didn't have time.
But you never do that. It's not just once. That's my
Well,
dilemma.
But that's why there's two of us. Like, I wasn't in the house, you were. Is it the same as
No.
every day? Yes.
If
okay.
I go to the shop, I look and then I ask you, do you need anything? And you will go, I need avocados, I need tomatoes. And I was like, Gemma, there is avocados, there is tomatoes. Okay,
to
then
be
nothing.
To be fair, I have an avocado every day.
You won't eat 14 avocados.
Mia's had an avocado this morning with her eggs.
Okay.
You've had half of one. I've had half of one.
Yes.
I had a full one last night.
I said to you, I have an avocado a week because I have all the type of fats anyway. But my point is that you yesterday buy 8 avocados and there was another 8 on the fridge. You bought 3 packages of asparagus and yesterday
Love
I
asparagus.
have to bin 3 packages of asparagus that they were soggy and passed out in the cover of the vegetables.
They were
Yeah,
passed out?
Yeah, like past date. Yeah, I have to throw another many things because you buy them, but then you don't eat them and you leave them you push them back on the, like the middle drawer
tray,
for the veg, yeah, which is the coolest point. You buy, so you keep putting there, and then the other day it was 2 bags of spinach that they were soggy and juicy, passed out, stinking on the fridge.
Spinach should go in the freezer because I put spinach in my smoothies, frozen.
Another one, she keeps doing that. So then the other day she was like, I need to organize the freezer. You go open the freezer, there is a bag of spinach in every single door falling apart because she haven't finished it and she can buy it.
I'm like Kris Jenner with my freezer. Everything's just green in there. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
but there's many of them. Chickpeas. She buy chickpeas because one day saw this recipe of chickpeas, yeah, and it's like 3 bags of chickpeas on the freezer for the last 7 months.
Well, do you know what? My mum actually did message me and,
Yes.
and said, there's a salmon in your freezer and the best before date
2022.
is 2022.
Yes.
I've had a salmon in there for 4 years. Oh, God.
And
But those avocados will get eaten.
My pick is, yes, but...
I eat one every day. They'll be gone in 2 weeks.
Gemma, but it's not a problem. They will eat. But you know what happened with you? That you will go to the supermarket tomorrow, after tomorrow, and you will pass the avocados and get another 2. And there's many times that I cut the avocado and it's like black inside because it's been there since the prehistory. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
That's my debate, to be honest.
okay. Well,
And my debate goes not just because you're buying food that we have, you're just wasting food and wasting money.
the other day you shouted at me because I bought too much washing detergent. But
Yes.
That's insane because it ain't going to go out of date and you never have enough washing detergent in the house. All you needed to do was put it in the cupboard, not kick off, go mad, say we didn't need it.
I get mad because the size that you buy the extra large, so it doesn't fit on the cover. And I had next to the washing machine 6 bottles of detergent. Why do you need 6 bottles? Are you thinking we're going in a pandemic?
washing. We do a lot of washing.
It's like the toilet paper in the pandemic. She keeps buying paper rolls,
I do. I am a bit of a hoarder with stuff.
and then she's a keeper.
Yeah, but the house runs smoothly because of me. You're going away. I need to be prepared. I need to get everything in the house ready. I ain't got time to do a big shot with Tiago on my hip, Mia in the trolley. I work, I do this pod, I run a business. I'm busy. So I need to stock up in advance. I will freeze that salmon for 4 years. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna
And the 3 bags of loaf bread, Salvador
freeze
bread.
your bread, toast your bread from frozen.
But you don't freeze it.
Well, I can do. I'll let it go hard and
It's
then
like, it's like
with it.
it's like the bird's food. Every time that I go to the supermarket, if I go 3
buy
times a
bird
week,
foods.
if I have to go 3 times a week to the supermarket, I need to buy a bag of bird food every week, every day time.
always
So that's
tell him.
3 bags of bird food every week. Times 4 is 12. She has them at home. She doesn't finish them in a month.
Yeah, but Gorka, like today the ground's frozen. Those little birds that come, they won't be able to dig up worms. We have to help nature. We help them out. This morning,
I know, I
actually,
believe you.
were Googling magpies, jackdaws.
'Cause you asked me.
Crow. I didn't ask you. You asked me what. You said, what's that black and white bird? I said, it's a magpie. I said, it's part of the crow family. And you said, what's it called in Spain? I was like,
Cuervos.
you're asking the wrong person. You Googled it and then you found out. And then you said, is that the Maleficent one? I said, no, you're thinking of a crow.
Cuervos.
That's a jackdaw, a crow family, a very intelligent bird. And he was actually Googling the birds that were coming in our garden this morning.
I love how she's concerned about the grass being frozen, the birds don't get food.
And he fell this
I
morning.
fell down the stairs this morning
He
picking up
slipped.
Benji's poo. On the way down, I fell and banged my elbow and cut my foot. She was like, oh, she's like, yeah, I can tell it's froze.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Birds can't eat.
Literally, I was like, ass down, face up on the floor.
He said to me, thank God it was just my elbow, not my head, you know.
Yeah, it was painful, eh?
I know,
My
it's-
back went again.
It's a slate
I
step.
was like, my back!
Oh, right. Should we move on to solving someone else's dilemma?
Yeah, and this one is very serious, to be honest.
Right, as you guys know, Lost in Translation is brought to you by Shell, which is perfect for us because we stop by Shell all the time. Our days get really hectic, so it's good to know that Shell is there when we need.
Shell are the place to go for any journey, whether you need charge, full the car, or yourself needs something from it.
Yeah, well, this morning I went there for breakfast, believe it or not, for the
Really?
two guys doing the jet wash. We've got some fellas doing a jet wash at the minute at the house. They turned up without breakfast, and I said to them, "Don't worry, I'll just nip to the Shell."
Yeah.
Because you can get everything there. You've got your fruit, you can get veg, you can get sausage.
Other day, remember in the morning, last minute, Mia decided she wanted to have a glass of milk. And I was going to go to the supermarket because I thought she didn't want it in the morning. So thank goodness we have the Shell next to us. So I just drive it 5 minutes back. She was happy as Larry, go to school, she had her milk, job done.
I never just use our local for fuel only because you go in there and you think, oh, I need that. Oh, I need this. I can just pick it up.
I'd even use it for my parcels. You know the parcel post? Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yes.
You send your parcels from there as well.
Just go in there, put it in the box, they take it.
Whatever you
Finish,
need.
job done.
Shell has got you covered. This is the reality of reaching 42 in a hot studio with perimenopause. Are you hot?
I'm fine. I am hot.
I mean, it's not. It doesn't smell. It's just wet.
I mean,
You want to see my back?
clearly, we all know that I'm hot, but I am not hot.
This has been a recurring thing, hasn't it? At the minute, me
What?
being hot in the night, and then I'm
Yeah.
cold.
Hot flashes, yeah.
Hot flushes. They're
Thank God.
fantastic.
Thank goodness I'm going away for 6 weeks because there's living with you.
Is my other one wet as well?
I bet you're going to stand up from that chair with a sweat patch on your bum.
I'm going to walk out there with my hands behind my head and frighten everybody. Anyway, so the person who's messaged us, we're not going to give out the name. She did give us a name, but we've decided against sharing it just in case a partner is listening or watching. It's actually quite sad. She said, this one's a dilemma which needs a female perspective, but also a bit of Spanish translation.
Why Spanish translation?
We'll find out. I've been engaged for a while now, and one morning, in the hustle and bustle of getting ready for work, doing the school run, etc., my partner was in the shower and I was getting dressed. His phone rang. With it being so early in the morning, I thought it must be some kind of emergency, so I called out to ask him if I should answer it, but he couldn't hear me. So I just answered it before it rang off. It was a woman on the other end, and she said, "Hey, Papi." That's not funny. What's "Hey, Papi"? That's like...
Papi's funny.
She said it was a sexy voiced, just woken up type, which took me back a bit. I said, "Oh, hello. He's not able to answer at the minute. Who's calling?" She then said, Oh, sorry, I think I've got the wrong number," and hung up. Of course, I sat there thinking, what the frig, and immediately a text come up, and the notification was from the same number that rang, and it just said, "I just called you. Who was that, Papi?"
You see? Papi's in trouble.
When I asked him about it at first, he said it was no one and blamed me. Of course he did. Blamed me for answering it. And then he said it was just a friend that he's been doing a bit of PTing with, training to be a PT with. I noticed she was saved in the phone as her name, Mammy. And when I confronted him and said, "You don't save friends in your phone like that," he just palmed me off saying it means nothing. Now, as a Spanish man, Gorka, can you tell me what context would a man use the term Mammy or a woman use it Papi? No, Will Smith song... Miami.
To be
all
honest,
the women
yeah.
saying, Papi.
Yeah, to
In
be
what
honest,
way would you
Mommy,
use that?
Karen called me Papi.
Does she?
Yeah.
So it could be a mate.
Yeah. But Mommy and Papi is it's not like in English, the "Hi Daddy," it's not like that way, in that way.
What about the J-Lo? I love you, Papi. I love you,
Yes,
love you, Papi.
but that's the problem. In a Spanish context, it can be many things. It's the way you said it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, to Karen, some may be like, "Let's go, mamacita." That's Mommy. Does that make sense? Or when Karen called me, she was like, or she will go like, or chamito, or go like, "How are you, Papi?" Does that make sense? It could be that, but it's like in a friendly way.
Well,
That
she
make
said,
sense?
between you and me, my spidey senses have been to work.
Sorry to interrupt you. Carlos called me Papi.
She says, between me and you, my spidey senses have been to work and I think I've found her, but wanted some advice before I confront her. Thanks in advance. Love the podcast, your TV show, Insta stories, love it all. P.S. Gemma, let's get Gemma's mates on for a girls' night on the show. That'd be hilarious. She said, I think I'm going to need it after the showdown. First of all...
Like, again, probably is that person, so if it's not Spanish, 100% is Spanish. Because in Spain, my country, we won't use Papi or Mami. That's Latin country. Like... for example, Cubans.
Yeah.
Like Jeanette, she will say, "Oye, papi, ¿qué pasó?" And that's not sexual or anything like intimate. It's just friendly. That makes
Right.
sense? Oye, mamacita. Oye, mamacita is like, "Hey, girl, how
Like,
are
"Hi,
you?"
mate. Hi, pap, yeah.
What is weird is that she called, "Hi, papi," and then hung up.
Yeah, and you've said here, we're not saying a name, before I confront her. Now, the text message said, "I've just rang you. Who was that?" So for me, she doesn't know about you.
Yeah.
So the confronting needs to be with your man first and foremost, because this lady doesn't know about you
Yeah.
just as much as you don't know about her. So I would be saying to him, "You've got 3 seconds to tell me who she is before I ring that number back and ask her myself."
In front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the number and say to him, I mean, obviously, I'm not a relationship expert, so
Nor
please
do I.
don't take this if you're,
She will go with a baseball bat.
This is just what I would do, but I am not an expert. But she asked who you were in the text message. This is the thing. When there's cheating going on in any relationship, if it is cheating, we're very quick to attack the other person.
Yeah.
When a lot of the time, not every time, but a lot of the time, I've been cheated on in the past. The girl who he was cheating on me with had no idea about me. I had no idea about her. So why are me and her going to fight? He's the bellend.
Yeah.
Off he fucks, in my opinion, which is what we did. But people are so quick
To turn around.
to turn around and fight the females or fight the males when it's one person causing the issue.
Yeah.
She texts saying, "Who was that?" She doesn't know who you are. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Does your fellow work away? Is there times in the morning that he's free to speak to her, do you reckon? She could be on a different time zone if she's not in the UK. Was it a UK number? This is what you need to do.
CSI, investigation.
I'm a Scorpio. I find out everything as the FBI. But confront him first, in my non-professional opinion, in relationships. 3 seconds to tell me who she is.
Yeah.
Or I'll ring that number back in front of you and I will ask her myself. And then second of all, if it does come out, have a nice life, still be in your kid's life because you're a fantastic dad, but the locks will be changed when you come home. Go and
See you later.
go and stay with your mum for a bit. That would be me.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. And you'd feel so heartbroken. Like I'd be devastated. But I'm always like, I mean, I don't know what your opinion on this is, but if it's, say we were going through a bad patch, touch wood we never do, but say we were going through a really bad patch where there's no communication, no intimacy, you're not present, you're not living together, and you went out one night, or I did, got stupidly blind drunk, kissed someone else, did whatever, and the next day was so beside yourself that, oh my God, I can't believe I've done this. Then you think it'd be horrendous, but I'd like to think you try and work through it because it was a stupid, ridiculous mistake, and it was at a time when there was no connection.
Yeah.
That is like a spontaneous, I shouldn't have done it, it was ridiculous. If it's an ongoing thing, it's then premeditated, it's a choice.
Yeah.
If you're continuously choosing to be with someone else, manipulating, lying, scheming, spending money on hotels or whatever, that for me then done, because that's not a spontaneous, it was a stupid mistake and I hate myself for it. That is, you made a choice to actively pursue what you think is greener when the grass is greener on the other side, because it's usually fake. I'll let you have that one.
What that means?
But, well, they say, some people who, like, say I was having an affair,
Yeah.
you can think, well, the grass is greener on the other side. Well, it's because it's fake grass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, it's not a real,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And also, if you're the person who's bystanding that affair, so, I don't know, say you were having an affair with another woman for 8 months, whatever, it's like, why is she happy with
It's
being...
painful to be just deal with one, to be honest.
That's what I mean. I don't understand how they're happy to be the side piece for so long as well, because surely they'd be saying, pick a side, man.
Yeah, I don't know. And also, like, I mean, like, I won't guide myself for the puppy thing because I could be, like, friendly.
Yeah.
I will be more for, like, asking the question, who is that person? Or
Yeah,
what
because
is
if you
this?
were mates, she'd know about you.
Yeah.
Like, I've got male mates who all know about Gorka. You've got female mates who all know about me. So the fact that she didn't expect a girl to answer makes me think he's the one who's been lying.
Yeah, because she wouldn't be like, who is this person? Who will be like, oh, hiya, can you, whatever, you mean? So I don't know.
But what do you think our listeners should do. If you've got any advice, maybe you've been in a similar situation, lostin translation@bauermedia.co.uk, lost.in.podcast, or if you want to send us a WhatsApp, you can maybe send a voice note for her. It's 077 610 398 98. But I hope you get it sorted. Some of these dilemmas now are quite serious, aren't they? Should we lighten the load with a game?
Yes, but also I feel like that's a good idea. You know, the Gemma's mates girls' night in the show. That would be hilarious.
With Laura and Nat, I'd get cancelled with them two in here.
If we do a live podcast one day, can you bring them? Give them some prosecco. That would be hilarious.
As long as there's some smooth G, some Mother's Ruin, and prosecco. Oh, you'd love Laura and Nat. Right, this week's game is called Strongly Agree or Strongly Disagree. So we're going to be giving some statements and we have to answer with one of the following answers only.
I'm going to call Vito already for one.
For Vito?
Yeah.
Strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. It's like, how would you rate this service?
We'll see.
How would you rate your Uber journey on a series of 1 to 5? What are you ringing Vito on?
Because there is one statement here that he will answer it.
Okay, let's get this from... So the first statement will be asked to Vito.
Hey, Gorks.
Ciao, Vito. How are you?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, good. Sorry to bother you. I'm with Gemma right now.
Hey, Vito.
We're just doing the podcast, yeah?
Hey, Gemma.
And we're doing a game which is like statements, yeah?
A statement, okay.
And I was reading before I called you, and before I read this statement like aloud, I said I need to call Vito because he will give the best answer to this statement, yeah?
A statement is like an exclamation.
Yeah, a statement is like, for example...
It's a sentence and it's whether you agree or disagree with it.
Yes?
Okay.
So Gemma's gonna read it and you can say your opinion.
Okay, but Gemma, can you read a bit slow, please?
I will do. So,
Okay.
does pineapple belong on pizza?
It already starts very bad. Okay.
What do you think?
Absolutely not. Like pineapple is the sun. Actually, pizza is the sun and pineapple is the moon. It's like, yin and yang, sky and the ocean, You don't ask an eagle to go and swim between the sharks. And you don't ask a shark to go in the sky and fly, you know what I mean? So why you want to put this pineapple on the pizza, You're going to kill the whole situation, the whole vibe, Once I went somewhere in the world and I met this girl and she said to me like, oh, you want to come, because my parents have, my family has a kind of restaurant or whatever. I said, okay, come. And I went there and I wanted to be nice. I said, what do you want to eat? I said like, well, you do it, your treat. I mean, I'm your guest, whatever you want. And they brought with all the pride, something called Pizza Hawaii. I mean, it doesn't even exist, the Hawaiian pizza doesn't go in the same name. And it was pizza with pineapple. I did, fake that I had like a very strong cramp in my belly and I ran away.
There you go, you see?
Okay.
I knew he was going to give us
First
the
one
best
answered.
answer. Okay.
Well, thank you for partaking, Vito.
Did you take the notes?
Yes, we take the notes. Thank you, Vito. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye. See you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
See you soon, Gorks. Bye, Gemma.
Bye. Wow.
There you go.
That's what Vito... Do you know what?
I love him.
Vito is
That's
like
why I have
that.
That's why I have to call him because I knew he will give you
24/7. He's like that. There's no on or off for Vito.
Oh, this is the best moment ever.
What you see with Vito on the show is what you. That is what he's like all the time. I mean, it's exhausting. But so he strongly disagrees. The pizza does not belong on pineapple. Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
I agree. I don't think pineapple. I can eat it, but I don't think pineapple.
Next statement: shorter men make the best dancers. Do you disagree or agree?
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, because I'm short.
Best dancers of what? Of Latin? Ballroom?
Everything. Your gravity center is lower to the ground, so you have more power and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the taller you were was better for ballroom, the shorter for more Latin hip hop.
You think that, but most of the very good world champions are my height because the ground center is lower to the ground, so they have more power to drive.
Statement 3. The British are better drivers than the Spanish. I definitely agree.
I don't.
Who drives out of me and you everywhere when we go on a family trip?
Yeah, because you don't let me drive, but...
Why do I not let you drive?
I'm not all the Spanish. I'm a different.
I'm not all the English. The reason why...
That's why I'm not judging English driver by you.
The reason why I panic with Gorka, because in Spain they drive on the other side. So when Gorka's like driving on our roads...
You think we're too close to the
he
other
goes
side?
very close to the curb.
That's how you need to drive.
Very, very close to the curb. Like, it sometimes scuffs your wheel.
No.
And I go... Yeah, I have to breathe in a lot.
I'm fine.
No, I think we're better drivers.
In all my years of driving, I never have any like collision or any problem of anything
Neither
like that.
have I. Touch
So,
wood. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you, Jesus. Next statement. It doesn't matter how much you spend on coffee, it all tastes the same.
That's not true.
No, that isn't true. For once, we disagree on something.
Actually, you spend more coffee in Starbucks and doesn't taste as good as a proper barista coffee. For you,
Excuse me,
yes.
I had to burp then. I'm so sorry if that picked up.
And it's not the same. So are you telling me it's the same? No.
No, I agree with you. Because I am a bit of a coffee snob a little bit, but not to the point where I'd spend $8,000 on a machine. But when
I know, we know that because you haven't. You're still waiting, you know?
When Uncle Clive comes round, he has it from a jar. He has instant coffee. Don't like instant coffee. I like a pod.
Do you know
I
what's
agree
one thing
with
that you do? They crack me up. So we had the coffee pots from Nespresso, yeah? Because she haven't got me the coffee machine yet. Still waiting. But we have the gardeners or builders, someone come to the house. Would you like a coffee? And I was like, I haven't asked them. It's like, Gorka, you need to ask them. Like, oh, okay, you want a coffee? Yeah. And I'm going to make the coffee. She's like, no. Just give the instant one.
I give him the instant one.
I'm like,
they
well,
ain't having a pod.
Yeah, but that's not nice. At least
Yeah,
you want them to live, and they were like, do you know what? They were lovely, and actually, they made the best coffees.
Yeah, well, we do. A coffee's a coffee.
Yeah,
I don't think a builder's fussed. A builder's tea and
when
coffee's
Peter
different.
comes to the house with your mum, and you ask them, want a coffee? He always says, are you making it? Because if not, if it's you, I don't want to.
That is true. My stepdad says, depends who's making it. Any guests in our house get an instant because I want the pods for me. Yeah.
It's your mum and stepdad.
My mum and Pete. My mum has a tea. My mum, she's not fussed about a coffee. But them pods are pricey. I ain't just wasting them on no one.
No.
Northerners are the funniest people.
Yes.
We agree with that. 100% agree
They
with
have
that.
a dark humour, sense of humour, sarcastic. I like it. Maybe not the Northerners. The Manchester ones. Maybe that's what I like.
We are a lot more dry up north.
Even if it rains loads.
She says, well, she's covered in sweat. I think the northern humour is very much,
sarcastic.
yeah, quite dark in some cases.
Yeah, because even in Spain we have this. Even not me, some people they've been working in America with like big names in the UK, like comedians and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was saying like for example, your sense of humor is dry and sarcastic, but it's very different to the English like.
Yeah, they all think we're like Mary Poppins.
Yeah, no, but the English, like, it's not very English, proper like English, like Mary Poppins, you will say. Their sense of humor, it's a very, I don't know, I don't feel that they have a sense of humor. They are very like,
Snobby.
Yeah, very like looking out your nose, when you guys have more like sense
More
of humor.
chill.
Yeah.
Jaffa cakes are a biscuit. No.
It's soft, no?
It's called a cake, isn't it? A Jaffa cake. It ain't called a Jaffa biscuit.
Which I don't like them. I hate the orange in the chocolate with that soft biscuit.
It won't be my first choice.
I will have a digestive.
Chocolate or plain.
Both, and milk or coffee.
Do you know what I'm into at the minute?
But you know what? The biscuit will be the shortbread.
That's what I was going to say. I'm into a shortbread, but there's a Biscoff, and it's just awful. It's full of palm oil, but it tastes good. It's white chocolate Biscoff.
When were you having that?
What do you mean, when was I having it?
I thought you've been giving up sugar.
Anytime I go and fill up with petrol, it's there.
Oh, wow.
No,
So you see?
it was a few Sundays ago, again with Uncle Clive.
Secret live, you know? Hiding
Secret
secrets.
eater.
I
you said this morning, didn't you, about the yellow flags?
That's one, there you go.
That I've been
You
eating
see, I
chocolate.
give up my sugar since the only moment that I broke, and it was in New York, and it was publicly, because I was posting about it.
And your cookies.
That's what I mean from New York.
Your evening meal is called your tea. I agree with that.
Well, it's not, but I just accept it now.
What's it called in Spain?
Dinner, like in English, cena. Tea is not tea.
Well,
Tea is a tea.
No, because you have a dinner lady in
You
school.
will to ask Vito again, you will see how he explains you.
No, because we'll be here for 2 hours. You have...
Lunch, breakfast and dinner.
You don't have a lunch lady at school. You have a dinner lady. And she gives you your dinner.
But it's not. That's your
You have breakfast...
That's
and
that's your Mancunian languages.
Breakfast, dinner,
or
tea,
Northern.
and supper.
If you go to the dictionary of English, it will say breakfast, lunch, in dinner. Now the Northerns have created a dialect
Yeah.
where you create the dinner is lunch
Dinner
and
time.
tea is dinner. That's your own business. But worldwide, people who speak English, they will go breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So you need to start calling me as dinner lady a lunch lady.
It's like if I want to call it now, instead of tea, I want a Aperol, you know? Let's have the Aperol.
Do you know, every 11 o'clock every day at my grandma's, my dad's mum, on the dot 11 o'clock, she'd go, ooh, tea and toast. And we'd have tea and toast.
Yeah, a cup of tea.
Cup of tea and a
And
slice
toast.
of toast. Tea and toast time.
Yeah, there we go. I love coffee. Now I'm going to call my dinner. It's coffee time and it's my dinner.
No, it's always going to be, what's for tea? What are we having for tea, Mum? And then, do you want some supper before bed? And then, oh, look at that, it's dinner time. What did you have for your dinner, Mia?
No,
You don't say to me, what did you have for your lunch? You say, what did you have for dinner?
No. I always go, how did you have your lunch? Every time.
It's dinner. And then lastly, Spanish food is better than British.
I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
I'll let you answer, you guys, there.
I think it is. It's more exciting. British food is brilliant if you're hungover and you need a bit of an egg butty or a Sunday dinner. We do good Sunday dinners. Nice bit of stew.
Like fish and chips
But, yeah.
against a nice seafood paella. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I love a Spanish
breaded ham
omelette.
against Iberico ham. What did happen yesterday at home when you did the shop? What did Mia say?
I brought the wrong ham and Mia said, Mum, I got Serrano Spanish ham. I looked for ham with a Spanish flag on.
Serrano ham.
I don't eat ham, so I don't know what I'm buying. I bought Spanish
Serrano
ham.
ham.
And Gorka said, this is the wrong one. And Mia went, oh, Mum, none of us like that ham because it pretends to be a Spanish ham, but it's not. It's just like English ham. And I looked at them both and I threw it and said, eat what you want. Have what you want.
Iberico
Next
ham.
time, you buy the ham, you buy the avocados. And on that note, we're going to wrap this up and go and do a big shop, actually. I might buy some more on the way home.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening today. Thank you for your dilemmas and your lovely messages that we read out at the start. We really do appreciate it. Hopefully, we've helped ex-listener a little bit with her dilemma. If you do want to get in touch and be on next week's episode at all, you can email us, lostintranslation@bowermedia.co.uk. You can send us a WhatsApp. You can send us a voice note. The number is 077 610 39898. Or you can follow us on social media at lost.in.podcast. Please don't forget to tell your mates about us. The more people who listen, the more fun things we can do.
And remember, no pineapple on the pizza.
Oh, I've done it again. I'm so sorry.
What's wrong with you?
I've got acid reflux. I'm sweating. I've got acid reflux, and my face is dry as out.
You like a pregnancy on a menopause.
Well, it's definitely not pregnancy, is it?
That's what I mean. Pregnancy on a menopause.
Have you noticed menopause, mental breakdown, menstrual cycle? What's the first three letters?
Men.
Thank you very much. Men.
You know why?
Because you make all problems.
See you later.
Adios.